This PvP tutorial will show you how to master every form of Minecraft PvP, from talking about settings, mechanics, to even secret techniques top players use to put them apart from the rest. Even though I'm not the best at PvP, my friends are some of the best Minecraft PvPers out there, so throughout the past year, I've been asking them how to get good at PvP. And now it's time for me to show you what they've told me. Before I go into this video, please keep in mind that even with information, you can only really get good at the game through practice and repetition. And while I have the time, make sure to like and subscribe, but only after you watch through the entire video, so I know whether you found this tutorial genuinely useful. Let's start off with an obvious one, settings. Settings are usually personal preference, but there are a couple things to keep in mind, as well as some more important ones compared to others. The main settings you'll really need to care about are sensitivity and FOV. Your sensitivity is how fast your mouse goes when you drag it through your mouse pad. You usually don't want it to be too high or too low of a sensitivity, as you want to be able to aim and track down your opponents. However, settings are down to personal preference and device. While the sensitivity you can choose on PC is a lot more versatile, you're usually better off getting higher sensitivity on both mobile and controller, or else your aim might look kind of cooked. A good way to adjust your sensitivity is by changing it by 1 or 2 times every time you play, and increasing it as soon as you've gotten used to your new sensitivity. The same applies for FOV. You don't really want too high or too low of an FOV, as having too high of an FOV makes the player way too small, and having too low of an FOV means you cannot see around your surroundings. I'd recommend anywhere from 70 to 100 FOV. Make sure to experiment around with it. If you are on mobile, there will be 3 different controls you can choose from. I would choose the new controls. It's what most top players use and it has many advantages, such as being able to bridge properly and having no input delay compared to the other ones. But let's be honest, you're all probably here to learn some other stuff, not optimize your settings. So let's get into the fun stuff, such as starting a combo. I'm gonna put you in a hypothetical situation, where say you're 1v1ing your friend, diamond armor, diamond sword, and nothing else. You may not know what to do in this situation, and sure, I could just tell you to aim and strafe, but that's pretty common knowledge. So let me give you a couple tactics pro players use to give themselves the advantage, starting off with one you've probably heard of before, known as jump resetting. Jump resetting is a tactic where players jump as soon as they land on the ground when they are hit, which completely negates all knockback they take. Have a look at this famous clip by the YouTuber Zalon, where he manages to land over 10 jump resets in a row. Pretty overpowered, right? Basically, while you're trading hits with another person, jump right as you land onto the ground, or completely remove all of your knockback, making it way harder for them to combo you. You're best off jump resetting on the 2nd or 3rd hit, but it is possible to jump reset on the 1st hit. Just be careful, as if you miss your jump reset, you're gonna be cooked. It's crucial to learn this tactic if you want to combo players without projectiles. However, there is one more tactic when it comes to raw PvP, which people have been using recently to get the upper hand against people who jump reset, also known as hit selecting. Hit selecting is pretty difficult to understand, so I'll give you a hypothetical situation to help you understand a little bit. Most people choose to try and get the first hit when in a trade, but what a small selection of pros have been doing recently is delaying their first hit by a second and hitting the opponent when their aim isn't focused on them. This is known as hit selecting, and it's been around in the Java community for a long time. However, people on Bedrock Edition have started to learn how to hit select. This leads to an easy combo, especially if they jump reset, as they do not get hit, meaning they jump into the air, leading the other person to get a combo, being pretty overpowered. One thing to note is to make sure that these hit selects are unpredictable and switch between trading and hit selecting, as people can get used to your playstyle after some time. Other than this, make sure to have good aim, good CPS, and try to strafe when you fight your opponent, to catch off their aim and get a couple extra hits in. Now that you know how to get a combo, let's now learn how to hold one. The most important thing to keep in mind is to keep space between you and your opponent. You can either do this by W tapping or strafing while comboing them, to make sure that they stay within your reach while you stay outside of theirs. The rest relies a lot on common sense. Having good aim and having good hit registration or CPS is necessary for holding combos. However, a lot of people struggle with the CPS part, so let me teach you a secret and overpowered clicking method that a lot of Minecraft PvP pros use to get good hit registration. That being time butterfly clicking. Time butterflying is timing your clicks to when the player gets hit, but with butterfly clicks rather than single clicks. What most people do is to do 2 timed butterfly clicks at around the same time the player hit cooldown is met, to guarantee instantaneous hit registration. This is extremely useful for those who might find it harder to get high CPS or don't know how to drag click. However, if you're playing a game mode such as mid-fight or Skywars, or anything else, your opponent can run from a combo. What you need to do is start sprinting at them as soon as they run, to get the most hits at them while they are sprinting back. Sometimes you can even hold combos after doing this, and it does a lot more damage to the opponent than not. While in a combo, many people like to style, for example doing 360s during the combo. Most times you sort of just need to keep on playing and trying to 360, but some pro players like to create a setup like the one on the screen right now, and try to 360 while aiming for the block that they place to get used to the 360 motion before going on to actual players. This setup has helped me a bunch, and it's helped me learn how to 360 myself. And if you found this tutorial useful so far, make sure to like and subscribe, since it's been 5 minutes now and I need my subscribers. Every single subscriber helps me out a ton, since I am racing my friend OrangeNibbles to 20,000 subscribers and I'm only 4,000 subscribers away. Even one subscriber helps so much. So don't forget to like and subscribe. Now that I've talked about most raw PvP things, you'll need to know some stuff about gamesense. In mostly every PvP game mode, you'll have access to a bow and an arrow, and maybe even a snowball. Make sure to use these to your advantage. You can use both of these to instantly pick up your opponent by shooting them as they are running straight towards you.
No. Okay.
Make sure to use these properly and make sure not to overuse them. You only have limited projectiles, so remember that. Each game will be different from each other, but gamesense is pretty simple. Make sure to play lots of the game that you're playing to get used to the different mechanics set in it. There's a bunch of different and great tutorials on these game modes, so make sure to keep on learning. If you guys want one of these tutorials but on a specific game mode, make sure to comment down below what game mode and what kind of tutorial you would like to see on my channel. Other than that, a good way to get used to gamesense is by watching top PvPers YouTube channels to understand what good gameplay looks like and what good mechanics are. What I like to do in my free time is go on to top players channels and go watch their videos and try out stuff that they do in their videos in my own gameplay to improve my game sense. But make sure to keep in mind that almost every game mode is different to each other. In Skywars, for example, you would need to prioritize mining as much redstone and using the most utility as possible, whereas in Bed Wars, you're best off upgrading your gen as soon as you can. While I would put this all in the tutorial, I'd much rather do these in separate ones, so let me know which one you would want next. To practice getting CSs with friends and 1v1 them, or you can join practice servers to keep playing with your friends when they aren't available. And now, you can finally get to mastering Minecraft.